श्री माता भाई चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, इस्कॉन ब्यूटी फाउंडर आचार्य डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री राधा रस बिहारी की, श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्रील रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की, श्रील रूप गोस्वामी तिरुवादिति महामहोत्सव की, समवेत गौर भक्तबिंद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Sunmilitang Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitang Jena Bhutale स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यम ददाति स पदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरं श्रीयुता पदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादं सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु भैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदनाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिष्ये नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So today is the auspicious disappearance day of Srila Rupa Goswami. So today, tomorrow and day after tomorrow we will be discussing from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 19, where the Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instruct Srila Rupa Goswami. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda जय दैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय दैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय दैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। So we'll start our discussion from the verse number 135 from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 19. Chapter is entitled The Lord Instructs Srila Rupa Goswami. এই মত 10 দিন প্রয়াগে রহিয়া শ্রীরূপে শিক্ষা দিল শক্তি সঞ্চারিয়া এই মত 10 দিন প্রয়াগে রহিয়া শ্রীরূপে শিক্ষা দিল শক্তি সঞ্চারিয়া এই মত 10 দিন প্রয়াগে রহিয়া শ্রীরূপে শিক্ষা দিল শক্তি সঞ্চারিয়া Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. For 10 days, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Prayag and instructed Rupa Goswami, empowering him with the necessary potency. Purport. This is a confirmation of the statement, Krishna Shakti Bina Nahe Taro Pavartan. Unless one is specifically empowered with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he cannot spread the Krishna consciousness movement. An empowered devotee sees and feels himself to be the lowest of men, for he knows that whatever he does is due to the inspiration given by the Lord in the heart. This is confirmed by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita 10.10. Teshang satata yuktanam bhajatang pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam enamam upayantite. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. To be empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one has to qualify himself. This means that one must engage 24 hours daily in the loving devotional service of the Lord. The material position of a devotee does not matter because devotional service is not dependent on material consideration. In his earlier life, Srila Rupa Goswami was a government officer, a grihastha. He was not even a brahmachari or sannyasi. He associated with mlecchas and javanas. But because he was always eager to serve, he was a qualified recipient for the Lord's mercy. A sincere devotee can therefore be empowered by the Lord regardless of his situation. In the preceding verse from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami has described how he was personally empowered by the Lord. He further states in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ihajasya Hare Dasya Karmana Manosagira Niklasu Api Avasthasu Jivan Mukta Sauchate. A person acting in the service of Krishna with his body, mind and words is a liberated person even in the material world. Although he may be engaged in many so-called material activities. To keep oneself free from material contamination and attain the Lord's favor, one must be sincerely eager to render service to the Lord. This is the only qualification necessary. As soon as one is favored by the mercy of the spiritual master and the Lord, one is immediately given all the power necessary to write books and propagate the Krishna consciousness movement without being hampered by material considerations. Mukam karati vachalam pangullanghayate giring jatkripa tamaham bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So today is very special day for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Every day is special for the devotees, but the appearance and disappearance of the acharyas, the pure devotees, is very, very significant in the lives of the practicing devotees and also perfected devotees. And life teachings of Rupa Goswami is the life and soul of all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Srila Prabhupada says that the Krishna consciousness movement is conducted by the supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. So Prabhupada established Hare Krishna movement. He is the founder Acharya, but he is telling the Krishna consciousness movement is conducted by who? Rupa Goswami. So spiritual movement to be supervised or conduct or organization does not have to be by a person in physical presence. That is the proof. Srila Prabhupada is telling that Krishna consciousness movement is conducted by who? Rupa Goswami, but he is not here physically. So that is called the chastity in Guru Parampara. A person properly situated in Guru Parampara does not claim that he is the doer. He gives all the credit to the predecessor Acharya. That is very, very important. So Prabhupada, when he was praised that, oh, you have established such a wonderful movement all over the world, he always gave the credit to his spiritual master and also to his disciples. So he never took the credit. He took a very humble stand. And that is the life of Rupa Goswami. We will talk in detail. Humility. We talk about humility. The life of Rupa Goswami is the glaring example of that quality. You don't have to read. That's why you don't have to read. When you talk about these acharyas, everything is revealed in their life. You don't have to study Shastra separately for that. Because they are the embodiment of everything, whatever we want to know, spiritual life. So that's why glorification of the acharyas is very, very important. Why? That day we are also discussing glorification for the purification. Rupa Goswami does not need glorification. We think that, oh, we are glorifying Rupa Goswami. Glorification by us is nothing for Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is already glorified. Unlimitedly glorified. How? Because he is not an ordinary person. He is not a special person also. Who is he? Rupa Goswami, according to Ganadhar Deepika, he is the Rupa Manjari in Goloka Vrindavan. And you also should know the position of Rupa Manjari also. Rupa Manjari is the leader of all the Manjaris. And what is the difference between the Gopis and Manjaris? So Manjaris are the assistant to the Gopis, but their position is more elevated because they don't want to take part directly in the association of Krishna. That's why the mood of the Manjaris is the topmost mood. They just want to serve Radha and Krishna under the guidance of the Sakhis. And who is the guru of the Sakhis? Lalita Sakhi. There are many gopis, but primary 8 gopis are there. And the leader of the gopis, or the guru of the gopis, is Lalita Sakhi. And who is the right hand person of Lalita Sakhi? Rupa Manjari. And Rupa Manjari is very, very close to Srimati Radharani. Very, very dear to Srimati Radharani. It is said that eternal age of Krishna is 16 years, although we cannot calculate Krishna's age. But for our understanding, the eternal age of Krishna is 16. And eternal age of the gopis is 14. And I was hearing that eternal age of Rupa Manjari is 13 years, 6 months. Generally, the Manjari's age is 10, 11, 12, 13, something like that. But Rupa Manjari is the senior Manjari, so her age is 13 years, 6 months. And that Rupa Manjari has appeared as Rupa Goswami. That's why he must be very close to who? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nayana. So Krishna is one, according to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then he became two, Radha and Krishna. And again, these two have become one. And that personality is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So you may think, oh, Krishna was there only, then Radharani came, then Mahaprabhu came. It's not like that. For understanding, they are eternally there. Krishna is eternally there, Radha Krishna is eternally there, Mahaprabhu is eternally there, we the living entities are also eternally there. We are all eternal, but for our understanding, because we have a understanding which is not absolute understanding, we have a relative understanding, because we are influenced by time. Past, future, present, right? That is the nature of this world. So why there is past, present and future in this world? Because time is not properly engaged in the service of the Lord. Because time is the energy of the Lord. And when we don't engage that time in the service of the Lord, then what happens? We become controlled by the time factor. So in the spiritual world, there is no future and past. In the spiritual world, everything is present. So you may say, oh, there is also morning, evening, day, how that's why inconceivable, achintya. We cannot understand that. But in this world, there is no present. In this world, there is only future and past. Present is just like a fraction of a moment which transforms the future into past. That is the reality, kala. So when we don't engage that time in the service of the Lord, then that time manifests the form of death. And when we engage the time in the service of the Lord, then what happens? Then that time becomes Lord Krishna. So therefore, engaging that time is very, very important. Here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is telling that we should be engaged in Krishna's service 24 hours a day. That is the statement given by Prabhupada. Then what will happen? Then we will be empowered by Krishna. Krishna empowered Rupa Goswami. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered Rupa Goswami. Why? Because he was always engaged in the service of the Lord. So service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead attracts the mercy of the Lord. We always say, no, please give me mercy, please give me mercy. Kripa. We want Kripa. But mercy will come when we do things for Krishna. We don't have to ask for it. That's why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say, don't try to see Krishna. You cannot see Krishna. Because it's not possible. Because our eyes are mundane eyes. Who can see Krishna? Primanjana Charita Bhakti Vilachanena संतो सदैव हृदयेषु विलकयन्ति जं श्याम सुंदरम अचिंत गुण स्वरूपम गोविंदम आदि पुरुषम तमहम भजामि. So we come in front of the deities every day, right? So we see Krishna. Those who are having Premanjana Charita, they definitely see Krishna. Just like when Mahaprabhu used to see Lord Jagannath, as soon as he saw, he fainted on the ground. But we cannot imitate that, but I am telling that we don't have any feeling because we don't see Krishna. Why you cannot see Krishna? Because you don't have that love. Then what to do? You should not come to see Krishna or what? Whether we can see Krishna or not, as a sadhaka, we should come in front of the Lord because Lord will see us. He takes attendance, you know, he came. Attendance is there. Oh, maybe we are scared of our temple attendance, but Krishna has his own attendance program. As soon as Mangalarati curtain opens, Radha Ras Bihari is looking who is there, who is not there. So he takes the attendance. And as soon as he sees us, that brings auspiciousness in our life. That's why it's known as Mangala Arati. Mangala, auspicious. That's why Prabhupada introduced this system that to make the whole day auspicious, we have to have the auspicious glance of the most auspicious Supreme Personality of Godhead in the most auspicious moment of the day. That's why it is known as Mangala Arati. And if you don't see Brahma, Param Brahma, during Brahma Muhurta, you cannot perfect your spiritual life. So those who do not see Brahma Muhurta, he cannot see Param Brahma. So at least see Brahma Muhurta, then one day we can be able to see Param Brahma. So coming to the point of Rupa Goswami, so Rupa Goswami is very, very dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he is Rupa Manjari. And that is eternal aspect. But Lord comes, his pure devotee comes to teach us. One thing is relishing Krishna consciousness, that is for the Premik Bhakta, Suddha Bhakta, who has developed love of Godhead. They will relish it. And as a sadhaka, we should learn lessons from these pastimes to apply in our life so that we can also be eligible to release that pastime. So Rupa Manjari is eternal associate of Krishna, serving Radharani, serving Lalita Devi is very wonderful. But he came also to teach. That's why he is known as Acharya. Rupa Goswami Prabhupada is the primary Acharya. So he is teaching through his own life. Acharya means who teaches by example. Actions speak louder than the voice. Only talking is not going to impact. Preaching means, what is the meaning of preaching? What you preach, you practice it. Then that preaching will have impact. Prabhupada said that I am not this body, you are not this body, you are the spirit soul. He was acting on that platform. That's why his words had impact in people's life, because he was realized soul. So when we practice the knowledge in our life, then realization comes. And when realization becomes complete, then revelation comes. Right? So Rupa Goswami, for everything was revealed to Rupa Goswami because he was perfectly realized person. And what was the symptom of Rupa Goswami's character? Why he became the Acharya? Main Acharya, that we should understand. Rupa Goswami was successful from all respect. Janma, Aishwarya, Shuto, Srivi. All four, no? They are very unfavorable for Krishna consciousness, according to Kunti Devi. And Rupa Goswami had all these four. Janma, very aristocratic family. He took birth in a very aristocratic family, Saraswata Brahmana family of South India. Aishwarya, how much money he had? Tremendous amount. A boat, when he retired, there is a boat of gold coins. You understand? And he gave 50% of that money as charity. If we have Rupa Goswami like that few, will be very wonderful. 50% of the earning he gave to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. 20%, 25% he gave to the relatives, and 25% he kept for his emergency. Why? He expected some legal complications. To court case, to fight the court case, he kept some money. Because he was the minister and he left. Because Rup and Sanatan, both of them were the minister of Nawab Hussain Shah. So Rupa Goswami Sahaba could live without any disturbance, but he expected there can be a problem. So he kept some money for emergency. And he also kept some money for Sanatan. I think 10,000 or 8,000 gold coins he kept for Sanatan Goswami. Because Sanatan Goswami was arrested and he was in the jail, and he managed the jail keeper by paying some bribe. So when we talk about that, people are, oh, that time also bribe was there. So parampara bribe is still continuing, but somehow he did that. So Rupa Goswami was also very wealthy, very rich. Janma is a Shruta. Shruta means knowledge. Extremely knowledgeable. He was very fluent in Sanskrit, Bengali, Parsi, other languages. He knew so many languages. And he was super expert in Shastric knowledge. So he had this quality also. Then he was also very, very beautiful looking, Rupa Goswami. He had all these four. That's why he became the Acharya, right? That's why Mahaprabhu got attracted to Rupa Goswami? No. So Rupa and Sanatan, they were in Ramkeli village, because that was the place where Rupa and Sanatan used to live. That is the northern part of Bengal. Nowadays also, Ramkeli Dham is there. And they made Ramkeli into Vrindavan. Ramkeli became Vrindavan. So Vrindavan is that place where pure devotee stays. That is Vrindavan, right? Is not a place. What you do, that makes that place Vrindavan. Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Jedino grihe bhajano dekhi grihete goloko bhai. The day I see that my house is filled with Krishna bhajan, I don't see that is my house, that is Goloko Vrindavan. So Rupa and Sanatan are the pure devotees of Krishna, wherever they will be, that will be Vrindavan. Not only internally they are experiencing Vrindavan, they manifested Vrindavan Dham also at Ramkeli. There was Radha Kund, Sam Kund, the forest, Madan Mohan deities, everything was there, still there in Ramkeli Dham. And they used to write letter to Mahaprabhu to have his darshan. So Mahaprabhu replied that you should stay, how? Very significant answer Mahaprabhu gave. He said, just like a wife, a housewife, if she falls in love with another man, paramour, what she does? She does the household duties very wonderfully, so that husband does not have any Doubt. So externally, she does all the household activities, but internally, she is thinking of the paramour. So he gave the same advice to Rupa and Sanatan, that don't talk about me, don't talk about Krishna consciousness, that you do it internally, but externally you perform your duties as minister very wonderfully, so that Nawab do not develop any doubt. So they followed that, but they are not able to tolerate the separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are desperate to join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they wrote letter, very humble way. So Mahaprabhu, after taking sannyas, he went to Jagannath Puri. And you know, Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan many times. Fourth attempt he was successful. First attempt, when Mahaprabhu went to Gaya to perform the Sadhya ceremony of his father. And he took initiation from his spiritual master, Ishvara Puripad, and also had darshan of the lotus feet of Vishnu. And he was mad in ecstasy. And he was running towards Vrindavan. Then a voice came from the sky. Now is not the time to go to Vrindavan. You have appeared to establish Sankirtan movement. You go to Navadvip and establish the Sankirtan movement, start the Sankirtan movement. You can go to Vrindavan later. Then he took sannyas at the age of 24 in Katwa. After taking sannyas, he was mad in ecstasy and running towards Vrindavan. Then Nityananda Prabhu tricked him back to Santipur. Now, third time, this is the third time, Mahaprabhu said, I want to go to Vrindavan from Jagannath Puri. And he said that I want to go to Vrindavan through Bengal. So if you know the map of India, if you want to go to Vrindavan from Jagannath Puri, you don't have to come to Bengal. So Mahaprabhu did not want to go to Vrindavan, but in the pretext of going to Vrindavan, he wanted to meet Rupa and Sanatan. That is the power of humility. So humility attracts the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we come to Krishna, but here Krishna in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming to Ramkeli to see Rupa and Sanatan. Why? Because of the quality of Rupa Goswami. Extremely humble. And he showed that also. When Mahaprabhu came to Ramkeli, he did not go to Mahaprabhu directly. He went through his assistant. And when he was in front of Mahaprabhu, then he was holding grass in between the teeth. And that is a symptom of humility. And people ask, what is the connection between the grass in the mouth and humility? Very interesting. Why? How come? What is the connection? There are many explanations. One explanation is that when you surrender to somebody, when you want to become disciple of someone, you should learn how to keep your mouth shut. Arjuna was giving big lecture, right? In the first chapter. And after giving a long lecture, he became confused. And when he stopped his lecture, then Krishna started speaking. Karpanna dasupavata sabhava prichamitang dharma sammura cheta Jasya sannischitang bruhitan me sisyastyang sadimang tam prapannam. Surrender. Surrender means keep your mouth shut. Means you should keep our ears open and keep our mouth shut. Hearing. Ready to hear is a symptom of a disciple. Disciple means to be disciplined. What is the meaning of disciple? Who is ready to be disciplined. And how he can be disciplined? By chastisement. Guru means heavy. How Krishna started speaking to Arjuna? Very nicely. What he said? You are a number one fool. You think you are an intelligent person, but you are a number one fool. Srila Prabhupada, when he met his spiritual master, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he was also giving argument. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada said, you should spread the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world in English speaking language. That is your duty because you are an educated man. Then Srila Prabhupada gave counter argument. He said, now India needs to be independent. It is under British rule. That is the prime duty. Logical answer, very wonderful answer, perfect answer from political point of view. Then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada said that spreading the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cannot depend on any political situation. It is very, very urgent. It cannot wait for anything of this world. It has to be done yesterday. It has to be done now. And Prabhupada, Abhay that time was defeated. And he said, I felt so happy to be defeated in my life for the first time. And I accepted him as my spiritual master. So what is the symptom of a disciple? When he feels happy to be defeated by his spiritual master. That is a symptom of a disciple. So, keeping the straw, another reason is that who takes grass? Animals. So by putting the straw in between the teeth, by that it is shown that I am not at the human platform. I am lower than human being. I am an animal. And Rupa Goswami was exhibiting that along with his elder brother Sanatana Goswami. Then Mahaprabhu initiated that from today you will be known as Rup and Sanatan. Previously their name were Dabir Khas and Sakar Mallik. Everywhere name change is happening, right? Initiation takes place does not only spiritual life. In every sphere of life, changing name is very, very important to suit the activity. Just like Jagai Madhai. Jagai Madhai name was very wonderful name. Jagadananda, Madhavananda. They are from a very aristocratic family, Brahmana family. But they are doing something different, not Brahmanical activities. They are doing they are doing criminal activities, antisocial activities, dangerous activities. So Jagadananda and Madhavananda, these two names are not suitable for their activities. So they changed their name. So Jagadananda became Jagai, Madhavananda became Madhai. Now suitable. So every name has some connection. So according to activity, you should have one name. So Mahaprabhu gave Dabir Khas and Sakar Mallik the names Rup and Sanatan. So Rup and Sanatan, they told that we are more sinful than Jagai and Madhai. And you know the sinful activities of Jagai and Madhai. And they are not trying to impress Mahaprabhu. We may think, oh, they are trying to impress Mahaprabhu. No. That was a genuine expression of their heart. And Mahaprabhu could not tolerate this kind of expression from Rup and Sanatan. and they told, please give up your humility, because your humility breaks my heart. So, we as the sadhakas, we also break the heart of Mahaprabhu by our pride. That's why Mahaprabhu gave the verse, Tinadapi sunichena, taradapi sahishnuna, amanina manadena, kirtaniya sadahari. But for Rup Sanatan, it was opposite. Give up your humility. Such a humble state of mind. Extremely humble. And because of that, everything was revealed to Rupa Goswami. So by the humility of Rupa Goswami, the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the heart of Rupa Goswami became one. That oneness is the perfection of our spiritual journey. When the heart of the Guru and the heart of the disciple becomes one, then that is a perfection. And Rupa Goswami achieved that perfection immediately. Immediate perfection. And that was also revealed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in front of Lord Jagannath during Ratha Yatra. And Mahaprabhu was singing a song, a love song. Looks like a normal, mundane love song. The lover is saying, oh, you are the same, I am the same lover and beloved, but we are not experiencing that happiness and that kind of joy when we used to meet before. So pre-marriage, post-marriage, premarital, post-marital exchanges going on. So that was the song, and people could not understand. Mahaprabhu, who does not even allow the ladies to come nearby, or to talk about talking, and that same Mahaprabhu is singing a love song. People are surprised, nobody could understand what's going on. Swarup Damodar could understand. The Swarup Damodar is Lalita Sakhi. He knows that. What's going on in the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Rupa Goswami could understand it. And not only he understood the mind of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he composed a verse in relation to that song which was sung by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Rupa Goswami, after going to Vrindavan, he came to Jagannath Puri and he was staying at the place of Haridas Thakur, Siddha Bakul. So he composed that verse there. And Mahaprabhu used to visit Haridas Thakur every day. So he saw that verse composed by Rupa Goswami. And Mahaprabhu was surprised. How could Rup understand my heart? Very dangerous. If someone knows your heart, very dangerous. No? That's why Krishna does not give pure devotional service. Because he will know everything about Krishna. What's going on inside. And he came back to Swarup Damodar and telling Swarup Damodar, how come Rup knows my heart? He said that who has received the mercy of you, how anything can be hidden? Everything will be revealed. So everything was revealed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered him. Here it is written, Sirupe Shikha Dila Shakti Sanchariya. He did not only give knowledge, he did not give education, he also empowered him. By your intelligence, you can get knowledge, but by your humility, you will get empowerment. So unless you have the quality of humility, you will not be empowered. So who can be the successful person in spreading the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who follows in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami. Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, He was extremely successful in spreading the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? Because he was having the same mood of Rupa Goswami. Actually, when Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan in Radha Damodar temple, he used to cry at midnight and used to clean or sweep the courtyard of Rupa Goswami Samadhi and asking for the mercy of Rupa Goswami. Because he felt, Srila Prabhupada felt that he is extremely unqualified. But he got the instruction from his spiritual master. So he wanted the blessings and mercy and empowerment from Rupa Goswami. And he was crying for it. So intense cry from our heart in humility can attract the mercy of the Lord, and by that we can be empowered to spread the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So empowerment comes from humility. So Rupa Goswami was empowered by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he was very, very humble. That's why he became the Acharya. He became the prime Acharya. We are known as Rupanuga Vaishnava. We follow in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami. We follow the teachings of Rupa Goswami. Then Mahaprabhu met Rupa Goswami at Prayag. That is the subject matter of our discussion for next 2 days. And he told Rupa Goswami wanted to go with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Mahaprabhu spoke to Rupa Goswami at Prayag for 10 days. So after the 10 days session was over, he told Rup that you should not come with me now. I will go to Benares because I have to give also knowledge to your elder brother, Sanatan. So now you are near Vrindavan, you should go to Vrindavan. And later on you can come and see me at Jagannath Puri. And when Mahaprabhu left him, he fainted on the ground, unconscious, at Prayag. And Rupa Goswami went to Vrindavan. You have to understand that to spread the message, you need to have a strategy. Without planning, without strategy, without organization, you cannot spread the message of the Lord also in a very systematic way. So Mahaprabhu organized it. He knew in order to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, what is the basis? Books are the basis. Unless we have literatures, how we can preach? That's why Mahaprabhu never wrote any book. He only composed 8 verses, Sikhastakam. But he instructed his disciple, mainly Rupa and Sanatan, and based on that instruction they composed so many books. So he sent Goswamis, mainly Rupa and Sanatan, and other Goswamis. The 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan are the most prominent, and out of those 6, 2 are most prominent, Rupa and Sanatan, they are the leaders. And out of these 2, Rupa was the leader. Although Sanatan was elder to him, but we are Rupanuga Vaishnava, we are the main Acharya. And Mahaprabhu entrusted with them 4 responsibilities, primary responsibilities. He told, excavate the lost holy places of Lord Krishna's pastime in Brajmandal, build temples and establish deity worship, write books and also establish the Vaishnava etiquette in the Vaishnava community. So in that way, they are entrusted, and Rupa Goswami did that. Rupa Goswami discovered the deity of Radha Govinda Dev, established the temple of Radha Govinda Dev. He wrote so many books. And the primary one, the main one, the fundamental one is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Because he is the Bhakti Rasacharya of our parampara, Rupa Goswami. And he composed that in Vrindavan Dham. And he also wrote so many other books, Vidagdha Madhav, Lalita Madhav, then Ujjala Nilmani, Upadeshamrita. Actually, Upadeshamrita actually is the personal instruction of Rupa Goswami to Jiva Goswami. That was, Rupa Goswami was teaching to Jiva Goswami. Because Jiva Goswami was a scholarly person, high level of scholarship, very knowledgeable. But Rupa Goswami is teaching through Jiva Goswami how we have to act in Krishna consciousness, who has lot of knowledge. So Rupa Goswami was writing Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, started the writing, and Jiva was there. So Vallabhacharya came to see Rupa Goswami in Vrindavan. And Rupa Goswami was discussing the verses of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and Vallabhacharya gave some input, gave some feedback, do some corrections. And Jiva could not tolerate it. How come my Gurudev's writing, he is trying to find fault? So what Jiva did? So he went to take bath in Jamuna. So Jiva Goswami took some leave from Rupa Goswami and went and met him and started discussing. How you can say this, there is a mistake, that mistake. Then exchange started between Jiva Goswami, Vallabhacharya. And Vallabhacharya was amazed by the scholarship of Jiva Goswami. And he told Rupa that whatever feedback I gave, I am withdrawing. Whatever you wrote is perfectly okay. But it was not okay for Rupa Goswami. He became furious. So Jiva, I respect Vallabhacharya as my guru, and you are debating with him on knowledge. So you are an unfit person to stay in Vrindavan. So you go back to your home, and when you can manage your mind properly, then come back. So by this you can understand Rupa Goswami is trying to teach that scholarship is not enough. Rather, it can be unfavorable for our devotional service. So knowledge should bring humility. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini. So humility is very, very important. Whatever makes us proud in Krishna consciousness should be avoided. If gathering knowledge and that makes us proud, that is unfavorable for Krishna consciousness. So you have to have knowledge, but that knowledge should give proper understanding of Krishna consciousness. So purpose of knowledge is to become humble, because ignorance gives rise to pride. So someone is becoming proud means he is not acquiring knowledge. He is leading his life in ignorance. So in that way, Rupa Goswami through Jiva Goswami is teaching us that we have to be very, very careful, because revelation will take place in our heart when we cultivate the quality of humility. And that's why Rupa Goswami is the embodiment of that humility. And when Jiva Goswami went through that test, then later on, all the editing work of Rupa Goswami's writing was done by who? Jiva Goswami. What a scholar Jiva Goswami was. Prabhupada said there was not a scholar like Jiva Goswami in the past, there is no scholar like Jiva Goswami now, and there will not be any scholar like Jiva Goswami in the future. That is the position of Jiva Goswami. And he used to edit the books. So editing of Rupa Goswami's book was done by his disciple, Jiva Goswami. We should not think, oh, guru, disciple. You have to understand the broad nature of Hare Krishna movement. And who is Rupa Goswami's spiritual master? Initiating spiritual master? There is no clear mention. There is no clear mention who is Rupa Goswami's initiating spiritual master, but the culture was that people in those days never declared who is his initiating spiritual master. That was the culture. They are all Gauriya Vaishnavas. But according to the evidence, it is also known to us that Mahaprabhu initiated both Rupa and Sanatan. And there is some explanation also. Rupa Goswami also treated Sanatan Goswami as his own spiritual master, because he addressed Sanatan Goswami as Sanatan Goswami Prabhupada in his book Logu Bhagavatamrita. So in that way, that was the culture, and Jiva Goswami was the leader, Shiksha Guru of all the Gauriya Vaishnavas, although he did not initiate a single devotee in his life, but he was the leader. By that we can understand the broadness, the vastness of Gauriya Vaishnava Parampara. And Rupa Goswami was the leader of that Gauriya Vaishnava line. And time is up. There are so many things to say about Rupa Goswami, but we have to stop today. But because today is the disappearance day, so Sanatan Goswami left his body on Guru Purnima. And when Sanatan Goswami left his body, Rupa Goswami could not tolerate the separation. And after doing the final rites of Sanatan Goswami, he entered into Bhajan Kutir, and he never came out from the Bhajan Kutir, and he left his body also within 1 month. So Guru Purnima was less than 1 month. So within 1 month, Rupa Goswami also left his body out of intense separation from his elder brother, Sanatan Goswami. By that we can understand that Rupa and Sanatan are inseparable from each other, and their love was intense, and Rupa Goswami could not tolerate the separation of Sanatan Goswami. So after the disappearance of Sanatan Goswami, within a period of 1 month, Rupa Goswami also left the planet and went back to his eternal abode, Goloka Vrindavan. So we pray to Rupa Goswami on this auspicious disappearance day, so that we can get some tinge of his unlimited qualities and make our life successful. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki, Sriman Mahaprabhu ki, Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. 9 o'clock. Any question? Maybe 1-2 minutes. Any comment or question? Otherwise, we'll continue our discussion tomorrow and after tomorrow. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.